A volcanic eruption of laughter.
Let's not and say I did.
Shaen, I've been Cheyenne, I've been Shizin, I've been...
Like, just Jack with the jazz hands. And there you go.
And here we are.
She's...
Well, it's the one thing you can't do. Double click on that one. Is that something people say? It's the one thing I can't do.
I'm getting better quick. Oh, awesome.
I get it, buddy. MIPs, right?
Yeah.
Most important person. What else makes us mad? This is great.
Grr, yeah. It's just real nice.
It's real.
But my part, if this gets deaded...
And someone just slapped you in the face.
Free healthcare for the rest of the year for us.
Yeah, that's why I stopped eating potato chips on this show.
I'm strong, I am capable, and I can do those hard things. Except hearing people chew. I can't do that.
It's doo-wopping your way.
Exploring as a kid and...
I think Colorado's magical just because, I grew up there.
water from heaven that cooled the flames of our fight.
My mommy's the only one that's cut my hair, so speaking of cuts, that whole segment's cut. Trust me, people, we just saved you 10 minutes of your life.
You're welcome, listeners.
That's right. Well, because I'll try that again.
Leave that there is an RV.
We've got, what is that personality that you get addicted, an addictive personality? See how I walked myself into that?
Yeah.
March Madness, baby.
Oh. We actually heard Dickie V last week on a game.
Dickie V. I'll shave my head if we make the finals. I've got the worst shaped head. Fate cannot allow me to lose my hair.
But somehow I fell out of the crib onto my head. Looked like someone cut a cantaloupe in half and stuck it to the side of my head.
Or the full, better out than in.
Yeah, it's always fun when you're winning.
Yeah.
It really is true. We always finish each other's
Sandcastles. Yeah. It's not good. It's so bad.
But
it is good. And it only gets better. It is intense and it gets better.
It's super good.
Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis Podcast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Shaen. We're here to talk about the wild ride of raising kids, growing careers, and keeping life together in the middle of all the chaos.
So buckle up, because we're all in this crazy journey together.
Ooh. Bop. Yep. Well, I always want to go to Hanson, but really, I think there were quite a few songs in the 50s that had bop in them.
Oh, I'm sure there were.
Like, bop feels like a 50s word to me.
It does.
Like a doo-wop kind of sounds like bop.
It does, yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well.
We're doo-wopping into the cold open.
The cold open with a doo-wop.
Yeah.
That's
We
good.
really got to get better at our opens and our closes.
Oh, yeah. Although, it is kind of a la, what's the one with Will Arnett? Smartless, right? They do a cold open?
They do a cold open.
Is it a little more coordinated than ours, though?
It's coordinated. They're also actors and thespians and entertainers, and I'd be stretched to say either one of us are. And I know you don't take offense to that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I am a
So
corporate person, kind of through and through.
Will Arnett can be pretty funny on that, obviously, and I don't know that I'm going to compete with that. And you might, though, hon. Give everybody your best Will Arnett impression.
Let's not and say I did.
Or Jason Bateman.
Yeah, no, can't do that one either.
No.
I could probably do a, like just Jack with the jazz hands, but I can't remember his. Sean Hayes. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
I remember the name Sean. That's a tough one to remember.
But you're the only Sean that matters in my life.
And he spells it wrong, as everybody knows.
Exactly.
Everybody knows I spell it wrong.
Oh no, you have the only right spelling in the whole wide world.
Yeah, I know. And one of the 0.5 listeners of this is my mom, obviously. Not 0.5. We actually have nice numbers.
We have nice
which
numbers.
Thank you everybody for tuning into it. I hope we continue to provide one or two smiles for you, or a laugh here and there, or entertainment. But my mom's one of them that listens to it, and she probably knows this story to some degree, but my name's spelled odd. If you don't know that, then where have you been?
I was going to say, is it even back there on the screen? It's not. It says
No,
Mr. and
I
Mrs.,
don't.
But
I wouldn't do that because nobody could pronounce it. It's spelled Shaen. It spells Shane. right?
Yeah.
So my whole life had been Shaen, I've been Cheyenne, I've been Shazin, I've been the craziest names, anything but Shawn.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's Sean, S-E-A-N, and S-H-A-W-N, and S-H-A-U-N.
Yeah.
There are some, what is it?
Some variation
There's some
there.
derivatives of Shawn here.
Sure.
That a lot of people accept as how you're supposed to spell Shawn.
Yes.
But S-H-A-E-N is not one of them.
It is not.
And I've made it through 48 years without meeting any other Shawn that spells it this way.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever Googled yourself?
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But let me just finish this story, and then
Okay.
we can talk
Yeah,
about Googling ourselves or other people Googling people. But long story short, people always ask me, "Oh, what's behind the spelling of that?" Because they think clearly there's been a lot of thought put into how, it was spelled. And I said, well, no. I said, this is what I always say, literally almost verbatim. I say, well, if you met my mom, you would know it's probably just spelled wrong. Sorry, Mom, but that's what I go with. And then I tell him, I said, well, my mom, she probably told the doctor, I think the way the story goes is, he said, that's not how you spell Shawn. And she said, well, that's how I spell it.
And there you go.
And here we are.
She's a woman who knows what she wants.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Strong from the get-go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now you're unique.
I am. I mean, I constantly, with our last name too, that's hard. The whole thing's hard. And there are people out there that have some, we were just talking about that at one of the soccer games of people that we work with that have some of the worst names.
Yes.
Most of them are foreign.
They are. And so we're probably pronouncing them wrong. Like if we put
we're Americanizing them.
We're
in a major way.
Americanizing these names and then it just did not work. Some of them we honestly can't even put on the air.
We can't. We have to keep our G ratings. We
Right.
can't say any of them probably.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know, and if you want to know, just text us. Hit us up. We'll share them, just not online.
Yeah. Anyways, our whole name's hard because it's
It is.
Shaen, Ingles, English. Anyways, other
Yes.
people have tough times with that. But
They do.
I've never Googled myself. Have you Googled yourself?
Yes. And the irony is that, so there is a Meghan, I think it was my maiden name. I don't know if I've done it. I don't think there's any other. I have done it since we've been married. I don't think there's many others or any others with my name.
Inglis is not a popular last
No,
name.
it's not. But with my maiden name, I was like, there was a 7th grade spelling bee champion or something. And if you know me, I'm a terrible speller. So I thought that was kind of ironic.
Which surprises me that you're a terrible speller because you remember everything. And like that just seems like a picture. Once you've seen that word, I feel like you should know that word. Do you just misspell words that you haven't seen? That's how it is for me. If I've seen, I'll mispronounce words that I clearly don't know how to spell because I don't know the spelling of them. So then I'm just throwing in random letters.
Yeah. Right, because you don't know how to say it. I think because I'm an auditory learner, if I hear a word, I can say the word, but I don't maybe know how to spell it, especially if it has something phonetically unique about it.
Yeah, because that's so weird that, I mean, literally you remember everything, but you're a bad speller. That just doesn't add up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's the one thing you can't do.
Maybe that was the topic.
That
that
was the topic.
Foot in mouth.
Oh, that was so funny. You can tell that story.
I will double click on that one a little bit. So
Double click on that one. Is that something people say?
I don't know. It's kind of a work phrase. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's like double click.
No, I understand the premise of it. I just didn't know it was something people said. You know?
I don't know. It could be a very.
I can unpack that one. Let's jump into that one. But no, we're double clicking it.
We're gonna double click it.
Okay.
I don't know. We're gonna go with it. So I was asking some help from our daughter this weekend with laundry. I needed her to carry a laundry basket to where I was going to fold the clothes. And as I was asking her, I was like, it's the one thing I can't do. Well, she decides to tell this story last night at dinner. And the entire table erupts of all the things I can't do, because clearly there's more than one thing I can't do.
It was a volcanic eruption of laughter at the table because we're like, the one thing you can't do. And people, we've all, it takes a village and it takes a family to help somebody with a knee issue.
Yes, it does.
I have to carry your coffee every morning. I
Yep.
don't have to make it anymore because Isla makes it now. But
No, I make it.
or you do make
I
it now.
I do all by myself.
You're getting better. But 3 days ago you didn't probably. Point being, for 5 minutes, everybody, for at least a good 2 minutes, everybody's like,
No, it was probably 5.
everybody kept throwing in. The kids started just listing all the things that you can't do.
You can't empty a dishwasher.
Can't
you
empty a
can't
dishwasher. You can't
go
close the door. You
upstairs.
can't.
You can't
Yeah.
close the door.
You can't drive. You can't. They started doing all kinds. You can't dunk a basketball. You
Can't jump on a trampoline.
yeah. So they started going through all these things, and I joined in obviously too because it was
yeah.
just hilarious. Because the overstatement of the century, it's the one thing I can't do, and you almost just did it again.
I know. Yeah. There's a
Ah,
lot of things I can't do.
that's hilarious.
There's a lot of things I can't do. But
You're an amazing woman. You can do a million great things, but that was just funny at this point in time.
yes. My favorite was you can't parallel park, which I think made the list before you can't drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I can't do either right now. I
Yeah.
can't operate a motorized vehicle.
There was a lot of things, but it was like an avalanche
Oh, yeah.
of you can't do that
Oh, yeah.
just released and slid down the hill faster and faster. It was great.
It was cathartic, I think, for everyone to be like, oh, I'm getting back at her for all the things she can't do for the last 2 months.
Yeah. Well, the kids we've talked about it. They've had to do a lot more things around the house. They've had to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I have too, but
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Although, is it a testament to just how much I did before I hurt myself?
Yeah, we're all exhausted. Yeah. We need you to get better quick.
I'm getting better quick.
Mm-hmm. You are.
Today, you've actually been documenting my progress.
I am. I'm going to put on Instagram a little bit of, I'm thinking through things to do with it, but just to show people, the progress that you're making.
Yeah. I mean,
3
I can
weeks out.
bear weight on my leg. I'm
You're hobbling around.
hobbling. I wouldn't say I'm,
Sans crutches.
yeah, without crutches. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've gotten pretty good with the crutches, but I can hobble, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I won't make light of that because just why it's been, I feel bad. It obviously isn't fun to go through. It's a nightmare. I said last week at some point in time that the last time you actually normally walked was December 23rd.
22nd.
The 22nd of
Of
December, right? Yeah. As you're walking to put your ski boots on, that was the last time you've walked normal. And now we're into March,
Yeah.
coming on to spring. And that was before Christmas. I mean, it's just such a long time to be. Inconvenience is the wrong word for it,
Yeah.
but I mean, just the frustrations, all that come along with it.
Yeah. I think, you have to be I try to be really positive about it because it's like there's no use being upset, but I'm trying to be positive, and I think that's helped move things along quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty committed when it comes to PT and all of that because I just want to get back to normal, but,
No.
it,
You stay within the lines. You row straight. So yeah, they tell you what PT to do. You've been doing it.
I've been
and
doing it.
You want to be out. You want to be back on the ski slopes next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think you will. No problem.
I think I will too. It feels good.
Yeah.
So it highlights for me though, and this is a truly inconvenience, right? This is an inconvenience. I know that I have a path to just totally walking normal like I have for the last 45 years of my life. And it just highlights how strong people are that don't have that ability to, walk normal or, it's just,
Yeah.
we talk about it because I'm going all to games and all of that. Like, handicap parking, which we do have a temporary handicap, sticker, placard.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. The only benefit is, when I'm in the car, you get good parking.
Awesome.
Awesome. But it's not always convenient. And there are many people who park in those spots with no placard and really no business being there.
Yeah, I never paid attention to it ever.
Ever.
Because let's just state
never
for the
done it.
record, clearly, we've never parked in handicap parking
Right.
spots because those are for handicapped people.
Right.
And yeah, it has opened my eyes to just how many people park in those spots
Yes.
that don't need them and don't have a reason to be in them and aren't legally allowed to even be in them.
Right.
And it is frustrating. I mean, it's just another thing to get frustrated at in this world sometimes. But it is frustrating when there's only 4 handicap parking spots.
Mm-hmm.
You literally cannot fall. You're one slip away from disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's just parked there because it's convenient for them.
Yep. And it's like, and it's still not that close. Like it is
Sometimes it's
still.
not. But like at those last soccer games, I mean, they're like right there next to
Yeah.
I get it. It's cold. It's rainy. It's right in front of the field. I get it, buddy. MIPs, right?
Yeah.
Most important person. So you go ahead and take that because, you know,
Yeah.
who knows? There's people that are handicapped that do need it.
That do need it.
But you don't care because you're the MIP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you kind of see. This is cathartic.
It's cathartic, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
'cause we're
It's frustrated,
seeing
yeah.
it's well, and we're seeing it. That's something that you and I would never consider doing. Is like, it's really. I'm just going in and out. Let me just quick park here.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Someone needs that more than we do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's just kind of.
What else makes us mad? This is great. I know
Yeah.
at some point this podcast would get to, we're just airing grievances constantly.
Complaining.
I got a list. So, I mean, like, when you're ready, if it's not too much of a problem, Clark, what a real surprise.
It's just real nice.
It's real nice. Again, I like this hashtag, if you know, you know. I've been
Right.
using that like the last week and a half.
Right.
And
Right.
if you don't know those, I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, that one has to be one
Christmas
of the most
Vacation. Come on.
quoted movies
Of all time.
of all time.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. I still misquote it, but I'm close. I'm close
Very
enough on
close.
that one.
You're close enough that everyone's gonna know. You know, when you're like,
Yeah.
but my part, if this gets dented,
My part just ain't gonna look right. My hair is just not gonna
Not
look
gonna
right. See, I messed it up. Too much pressure.
yeah. Do you really think it matters?
No.
Yeah. I love that movie. Anyway. See, again, welcome to Shaen and Meghan's date night. This is often how these go.
It's date night, but we've had to move date night to. We're late. I don't know what's taking it up, but we're into the work week.
Well, part of it, we are in the work week, which is crazy. Sometimes we're like ahead in the work week. We're on it, and we get a free night, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like a week and a half ahead. I think the 1 hour of daylight save, like switching to spring forward,
Yep.
losing that hour really did matter this weekend. But
Did it? Why do you say that?
I just feel like Sunday was so short.
Yeah. We had a lot of soccer games.
We did. We added a couple things to the schedule that just weren't there. And we weren't planning on this to be spring forward. At least I completely missed it.
That's right.
Thank goodness.
We hadn't mentally prepared for it.
Right.
Which I think that's a little bit of my issue with this family because, you know, I always air my craziness on the show, which I hate that I do that sometimes. But I just, because of my type A personality, I like to be prepared for what's coming.
Yeah.
And also because I'm an introvert, you know, I have to, if something is coming that's social or something like that, a lot of times I have to work up my energy for that. I have to be mentally prepared to have energy later for it. Right. So because of that, our whole family has kind of figured out, and it's not like it happens all the time, but I do like to know. We've just kind of live our lives that way, that let's plan ahead, let's prepare. We know what's happening.
Yeah.
But when we don't know, and I know some of our kids are like that too, they're like, well, I didn't plan on it. I had planned on, relaxing.
Right.
And now I got to do this. I didn't plan on that.
Right.
So I don't know if that's my bad seed that I planted in them. Like, oh, we can't be flexible. There's no malleability, there.
I think for our youngest, that is as inherent to him as it is to you.
It is inherent.
We've seen that from the moment he was a toddler, right? That he needed to know. I think our oldest has kind of grown into that a little bit.
It's a good excuse for him, I think, more so than.
Yeah. Whereas our daughter, oh man, that girl just flies by the seat of her pants all the time. She doesn't necessarily need to plan it, which is more like me. Although I did really want to know about daylight. Like I mentally, I don't know. It's that, I'm going to lose an hour of sleep. Like I actually look forward to fall back.
But that was the point, right? We got to like 3:00 on Saturday and.
No, it was like 8 at night. Remember we were watching a show.
Yeah.
And I think it was the coach that texted everyone. And you're like, oh my gosh, guys, It is spring forward this weekend.
We had no idea. I don't know how that snuck up on us.
idea.
It was literally like somebody, it's like you turned around and someone just slapped you in the face. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then you react to it,
Yeah.
with just being dumbfounded. Yeah, that put us off. That put us off a little bit this weekend, maybe.
It did. We probably would have planned a little differently because I think we could have snuck it in on Saturday, but we weren't planning on it. And so it was funny because then after you realized it, because you're the one that said it, it was like a mad dash to kids are like, I got to shower. I'm going to lose sleep. And I mean, sleep is king when it comes to a teenager.
It is. And we encourage that.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sleep is still pretty important to us too.
For sure. I got to have 7 hours.
Yeah. You know what I'm looking forward to?
Mm.
In 3 nights, I don't have to sleep with my big metal brace on.
Oh, wow. That's 3 nights from now?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That'll be fantastic for you.
That'll be incredible for me. Sleeping with a massive metal brace on is no bueno.
Yeah.
I don't sleep very well.
I don't know how you could.
I can't move. I lay there like I'm in a coffin and I lay my head that way.
So inconvenient. I mean, in hindsight, I just, you probably shouldn't have just blown your knee out. It would have been easier not to have done that.
I know. It would have really been a lot easier.
Financially, it would have been better. I mean, geez, if we could just...
Although, you know what? We hit our deductible in January this year. So, free healthcare for the rest of the year for us.
Free healthcare. It's like we're in Canada.
I know.
I think they have free
Europe?
healthcare. Or, yeah, somewhere in Europe, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, hey, we're silver lining. We're trying to find the silver lining.
That's right. That's good. That's good.
Also, silver lining, we officially booked our summer vacation.
We did. I think I just smacked. I hate when I smack. I got to be careful with that. I got to edit those out. Nobody wants to hear people's mouth smacks. Now people are going to hear it the rest of the time.
They're going to hear it, yeah.
Don't listen for it. Everybody.
Or like swallowing or other weird sounds that people make.
Yeah. That's why I stopped eating potato chips on this show. Can you imagine? It's like, what's the guy's name from? Who's mastered the art of moving so slowly while he's eating? Drax.
I've mastered the art.
Those chips. So funny.
When I was telling you the other day, I was like, I saw that thing on Facebook or whatever, and it's like, I sometimes have to remind myself that I can do hard things. I'm strong, I am capable, and I can do those hard things. Except hearing people chew. I can't do that. It's like, that is pretty true.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't bother me unless once you hear it, you can't unhear it sometimes if it's quiet.
Totally. Yeah.
That's only when it bothers me then, though.
How in the world did we get on this?
I don't know. I threw us off on that tangent, but you were talking about the silver lining of we booked a vacation finally.
Vacation, yes. And I think we were going to talk about it, and I think we both agreed on what our favorite vacation was. But we were going to talk about it last week of what's our favorite vacation. And maybe since we both mentioned Bora Bora as our favorite.
Yep.
What was your favorite vacation growing up?
We didn't take a lot of vacations growing up.
Yeah.
We made our way to Michigan.
Yeah.
Because the family had a family home in Michigan, and then someone passed away. It was right on Michigan Lake. You've been there.
Yeah.
In the most
So cool.
magical place, Palisades Park in Michigan, on Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
It's just the most magical place.
It is like you step back in time.
It's doo-wopping your way back into the 1940s, 100%. There's a soda fountain shop. There's boardwalks. If I could afford it, I would love to buy a place there. It's just incredible.
It really is.
Yeah. I have family now that lives 20 minutes from there, and I don't know how much they make it out there, but that was really fun because we'd go there, we went there 2 or 3 times probably, maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
And then one time, I think our grandparents paid for us to go to Disney World, but I was 16 maybe at the time, so I'd kind of outgrown Disney World.
Yeah. That's interesting.
You?
Yeah. Oh, we were in Colorado most summers, and we were in Estes Park.
Yeah.
Those were some of my favorite vacations. there were a couple times we went just as our family, but a lot of times we'd go with my aunt and uncle and my cousins. And
Yeah, so you spend a lot of time with cousins out there.
absolutely. I mean, I grew up where cousins are like your siblings.
Yeah.
And so it was just, I have some of the best memories. And in fact, we took a family vacation where, even as my nuclear family grew, and my siblings all are married and have kids, we went with my aunt and uncle and all my cousins who are also married and have kids, and we got 2 big houses, and that was fun just to kind of recreate some of those memories. But those were absolutely fantastic. We stayed on a cabin right next to the Big Thompson. It was just exploring as a kid, and
I think Colorado's magical just because, I grew up there, but I love the mountains. I love camping. I love cabining. Maybe I like cabining more now than camping, but the boys love to camp, tent camp.
Yeah, they do.
Real camping. I always wonder if you grew up there's other places that there's mountains, that are actually, because Colorado's a desert climate, so it's really dry there. Now that I've made my way to the West Coast and the Northwest and whatnot, and even back East Coast, some of those mountains are gorgeous. More green.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, what it would be like there. We went to New York with your family that one time in the Finger Lakes. That was incredible.
Oh, that was incredible. Yeah.
Worst fight of our marriage.
Yeah, that was.
In the biggest rainstorm we've ever been in.
Oh my gosh, yes. And the pictures that we had, after we got in the car.
Yeah.
I think the rainstorm ended the fight.
It did. It broke it.
It broke it.
God saw fit to
Yep.
rain down fire and brimstone. I can't think of it.
Yeah, rain down. It wasn't fire and brimstone. It was just rain down.
Yeah, he poured down.
Hey,
and
you
broke
know
that.
what? Yeah. It was water from heaven that cooled the flames of our fight.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was reaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Cutting
huge
room
fight.
floor. No, I'm just kidding.
I honestly don't even remember what we were fighting about.
I
Not
do.
that we really need to remember. Not that we need to sort of resurface.
I do, and I was right, but
Aren't you usually?
no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't about right or wrong. Oddly enough, it was odd. We don't even need to go into it. I remember what it was, though.
Okay. Yeah.
I
We'll
know.
talk about it
I know
later.
people will call us on this because we sometimes leave hanging
know.
stories like that, and some people that know us will call us and say, "You got to finish that story.
Yeah.
What is that?"
Yeah. Oh, clearly it was reconciled quickly.
It was. But if I tell the story, it would dig a different hole
Oh yeah, don't tell. Don't.
outside of our family, and I don't need to do that.
Yeah, don't.
I don't need to pick that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've done a lot of cool things. We've been blessed to do some real fun things with our kiddos. But this next one is exciting because we're going over to Europe, and
Yep.
you've never been there, so that'll be incredible.
Yeah. I'm so excited. And we tasked the kids with doing some research this weekend on, because we were out and about, so I was doing some things. But I think our 2 oldest spent some time on YouTube and found a couple things that they're like, we have to do this and we have to do that. So
Yeah.
helped plan a little bit, which is really cool.
Yeah. I went to I ran some errands this afternoon. One of the things I went to do because I'm a planner.
Yeah.
I try to get things done. I'm efficient.
Yes.
Pride myself on that,
Yes.
So I went to the bank to get our passports
Oh, good. So I can do my global
out
entry.
of the security box. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I forgot the key for the Social Security box, so it did me no good.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, need 2 keys for those. So, note to self:
note to self.
remember the key to the Social Security or the
Yeah.
security box when you go
There you go.
to the bank to open up the security box. Anyways,
Yeah. Some of those
failure.
details.
Failure.
It's all right. It's all good. But anyway, so we're excited about that. And
Yeah.
we actually had a really fun night last night. Your mom came by. It was so good to see her. And she gave you guys some haircuts. So it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we're lucky. I think we've told this. I've told the people that know us too. My mom's been a hairstylist for her entire life.
Yeah.
She retired from being a hairstylist, but she owned her own company, her own salon.
Yeah.
For the longest time, she had masseuses there. She had nail people there. She did a really good job. I was proud of her for
Yeah.
what she did there. But because of that, for the longest time, A, I never paid for a haircut, and B, nobody ever cut my hair but my mom until I was in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she couldn't.
And I was 30 some years old. And I remember sitting in that first stylist chair, being 30 something, being a little embarrassed to say, you know, my mommy's the only one that's cut my hair. So, you know, it felt kind of funny. But now that we're back here,
Yeah.
when we built the house, we built a little salon kind of upstairs. And
Either way, I haven't cut my hair in a really long time. I'd probably do a trim.
probably cut the whole thing.
We should.
Speaking of cuts, that whole segment's cut. So hopefully we mentioned the haircut. And then like, hey, let's talk about haircuts because your mom gave us haircuts last night. And then it's going to cut straight to me saying, speaking of cuts, we're going to cut that whole section. Trust me, people, we just saved you 10 minutes of your life.
That is a good thing. You're welcome, listeners.
That's right. That's right. So with my mom here, I was telling my mom because she was the one, remember she used to come to our house and watch Yellowstone.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the longest time, I don't know how long it's been out. It's in the 5th season at least right now.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, I didn't even realize that.
Which, by the way, is the best way to watch like a Netflix series or HBO series. Wait till it's done and then watch the whole thing.
And then just binge it. Yeah, because otherwise you're just stuck waiting. And
I don't like that anymore. We did that with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And that was like a nightmare because sometimes it'd go 2 weeks.
yeah.
Or God forbid there's a season ending and there's 8 months in between it.
Yes.
Ted
yes.
Lasso's like that.
Yes. We had to do that with
Wrexham's like that.
Wrexham is like that. Yeah. Man, we've watched some great series. But yeah, we started it and we binged like that first 1 or 2 seasons.
Because we had a little bit of extra time
We did have a little extra time.
this weekend.
Yep,
Yeah. You seem like you were questioning that.
we did. And we started binging a new series.
Yeah. And we haven't watched a series of anything for 5 years, I feel like. What's the last big series we watched? We did watch Ted Lasso.
We watched Ted Lasso. But I feel like that was over a couple years.
Yeah.
And then we never even finished Succession. We never finished Ozark either.
Never finished Ozark. Yeah.
See, but these were ones where it wasn't done when we watched it, and
That's
so
right.
that long pause, and then life got busy, and so we didn't.
Yeah.
So we've never seen the final season of Ozark. We haven't seen the final season of Succession. We did watch all of Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Well, I've seen quite a few of them when I was traveling a lot for
Yeah.
the bank. I would watch some of them on the flights.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I got through Boardwalk Empire,
Yeah.
HBO one, The Wire, HBO one.
Yeah.
So what I did was I Googled top series on HBO,
Yeah.
right? And I just kind of started going down through them. And they're so good.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these are old, but they're so good. And the funny thing about it is you see some of these actors from this show that you've seen later.
Uh-huh.
It's like that's probably where they got their start out of that show. And then they ended up in other movies
Yeah.
after that. But like, what else did I watch? I watched the one with the movie star out in L.A.,
Yeah.
Entourage.
Entourage. Mm-hmm.
I watched the one where they start a company.
Oh.
Veep. I watched
watched
Veep.
And then the one.
Silicon Valley. So there's some super good ones out there.
Yeah.
And there's so many more too, but this Yellowstone one, I don't know if anybody else has watched Yellowstone, but
It's. So we just started watching it. You're a little bit ahead.
well, I started it over with
started over with me.
Yeah.
That's really good.
you. It is good. And it only gets better. It is intense and it gets better.
It's super good. So now I'm like hooked on a series, and
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad because I'm like, ooh, should we stay up late and watch another episode?
Yeah. That's why I know I've got, what is that personality that you get addicted, an addictive personality? See how I walked myself into that?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got an addictive personality.
What kind of personality?
I'm just trying to find that seat lit up, in my head somewhere. And it's like, I just walked the aisle and I found it.
Yeah.
But because I'll start something like that and I'll be like, not sad's too strong of a word, but I'll be,
Mm-hmm.
disappointed maybe is a good enough
Yeah,
word
like-
that I gotta stop and go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I gotta stop and go pick up the kids or whatever it might be.
Right.
And have to put it off because I wanna know what happened
know.
in the next episode because I know the next episode and the next seasons are out there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same way though. I mean, do you remember when we were watching Game of Thrones? It'd be like midnight, and we're like, let's watch another.
Yeah.
It's like,
And Game of Thrones again. We always talk about that one.
Yeah.
That was so good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Books are really good too.
Oh yeah, the books are really good.
I'm actually waiting for George R.R. Martin to finish writing the series.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he will now that.
Season 8 came out before the book came out.
Yeah.
So HBO finished it for him.
Right.
But the books are just as good, if not better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're really good. I don't know. That's a book that I saw the series before I read it. And so generally, I'm okay. I know you're different. But I'm okay to read a book in my brain being, I'm more, right-brained?
Oh, yeah. You're, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, I have a creative side to my brain as well.
Yeah.
And I can, like when I read a movie, I can see it like a book. Let me try that over. Again, I'm going to try that one over again.
Yeah.
When I read a book, I can see it like a movie in my head. I have no problem just making up the characters and the scenes in my head. But you are different.
Oh, completely.
So it's helpful when you actually maybe see the series first because it paints that picture for you, and then you go back and read the book. I don't know.
In certain circumstances, I mean, there's certain books where, no, it didn't matter, but like Lord of the Rings is one where that movie, because it is so different and otherworldly, I have a hard time putting that together.
Yeah.
So reading or seeing the movie before I read the book really helped. Harry Potter's one like that, because they're just so out of this world kind of a thing. If it's more concrete, I don't have a problem.
I didn't have a problem with it, but it's funny because for me, I build the character in my head, and then when I see it on the screen, I'm like, oh, that was nothing like I was picturing it.
Right.
Or it was similar, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But with Game of Thrones, I mean, because I'd already seen the series, reading the books after that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You just put those, you just substitute in the characters that you already know, Jon Snow and
exactly
the actual actors for them.
Right. Daenerys Targaryen, it's pretty easy, but
right.
Yeah, I am happy that we're watching a series right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's just something interesting about it. We don't watch a whole lot of TV, so when we do, we have to make it count.
Well, it's mostly sports, and we probably won't watch much in the next 2 weeks too, because
we got the NCAA tournament.
March Madness, baby. Coming up.
March Madness, baby. We actually heard Dickie V last week on a game.
Dickie V. We were just telling our kids about Dickie V.
Yeah.
He's sounding older, but I mean, gosh, talk about just a guy that's brings sunshine into people's lives.
No, he really is such a positive person. He's left he's such a positive light. There's a couple famous people that are like that, and he falls in that.
He's one of them. Yeah.
For me, anyway.
I don't know. This year's will be different for me. I mean, my Jayhawks are not good.
They might struggle.
We're not good this year. So we got the Big 12 tournament starting tomorrow, which will already have happened by the time this airs.
Yeah.
Actually, when this airs, will be the Big 12 final that night, and I'm guessing we won't be in it. I'll shave my head if we make the finals. There's no way we're that bad.
I've seen you in a beanie. Maybe not shave your head.
I've got the worst shaped head. Thank God I won't lose my. I mean, if I get my grandfather's head of hair, I'm not going to lose my hair.
You're golden. Yeah.
How do you know that? Oh, because you could see it in a beanie?
I can see it in a beanie.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I like you with hair.
Yeah. Well, when I shaved, when I did that before I went to college, I had long hair, and then I shaved it with like a 2 razor, which is very short. The clippers.
Yeah.
And my coach didn't even recognize me when I walked by him because I didn't have any hair. And even my mom just said yesterday, she was making fun of, just like, I've got a badly shaped head, so fate cannot allow me to lose my hair. I'll just be I'll just wear a hat every day, everywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
To bed, everywhere. It's just, I wasn't blessed with a good shaped head, which is weird, but.
I don't know, of all the things that
Clearly I was dropped. And it explains a lot.
I actually did fall on my head as a baby, so let's not make fun of me.
And we have a picture of it. Oh my gosh, that was perfect.
Oh, man.
There was a picture of Megan. You tell the story.
I was only 6 months old or so I have no recollection of any of it, but there were hardwood floors in my bedroom, and somehow I fell out of the crib onto my head. And it looks like, I'm only 6 months old. And my parents put me in a green, dress. I don't know why they would have done this. And I had this, looked like someone cut a cantaloupe in half and stuck it to the side of my head.
Or the full cantaloupe just stuck on the side of your head, green. It was...
It was awful.
Better out than in, I guess.
Better out than in, I always say.
I always say. But you don't have a big head to begin with, so maybe it was a little off-sized, but
Yeah.
a little perspective there. But I've never seen a bump like that.
No, that's not like.
It wasn't a bump.
It wasn't a bump. It was like I have a growth or I have a half a head growing out of
I was
my
gonna say
head.
it was like your twin
Yeah, yeah,
growing out at the side of your head.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
that was rough.
yeah. My
Luckily,
parasitic twin.
your parasitic twin, yeah. Luckily, I think for the most part,
Yeah,
shrunk back, and
right.
you're still able to live a normal life for the
Right.
most part.
Yeah, like, man, I could have.
Maybe it stumped your head growth, and
I
that's why your
wonder.
head is slightly small.
And by slightly small, I think you mean really small. I have an abnormally small head. Now that's all people are gonna see. Sorry, everyone.
That is so funny. I hope not. You're a small person to begin with, but yeah. But I mean, Liam's head's been as big as yours for 2 years, and he's only in 5th grade.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a big head.
Yeah,
It's
people are gonna start noticing now.
they are. Yeah. Oh, see, I think you have a normally shaped head.
That
Just
devolved. That devolved
don't
quickly.
shave it.
That
Yeah.
devolved quickly.
Don't shave it and keep your hair.
That's right. Got to keep my hair.
Mhm.
Got to keep my hair.
Just keep your hair. And we'll all be good.
Well, I'll do my best. I mean,
You know what? You're 48. It looks fantastic. It's not thinning. You're good.
yeah, I'm not thinning yet. I don't think that'll be weird. I know there's a lot of guys that are my age that have already thinned or been thinning. Some guys that are thinned by this time, they started thinning in their 30s.
Yes.
So they're kind of used to it, whatnot.
Mhm.
And it might not. I don't know if it hits them as hard because they're, they just like I've got a good friend that he was receding in his 20s.
Yeah.
Not badly, but receding in his 20s. So I mean, I wonder if they don't think about it as much because they're just used to it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I've had a full head of hair, and a lot of it. I mean, I've got great 80s hair.
You do.
I mean,
you got like the swirl.
Patrick Swayze,
You got the wave going.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's long. So if I were to lose it in quick succession
Mm-hmm.
or quick form, that would probably be a little traumatic, especially when it uncovered that ghastly shape of my head. See, now people are going to just be looking at our heads when they walk by us,
I know. Just judging.
judging.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Of all the things you're going to judge me for, if it's the size of my head or the shape of my head, you go for it. I'll own it.
Yeah. Somehow you'll still sleep at night, right?
I will.
Yeah.
I
Good
will.
for you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
hopefully someone else got a laugh out of it.
Well, we've got NCAA coming up.
Yep.
But we haven't watched. We have not been into it much this year.
No.
This has been a crazy year. We always say it. It's just been busy.
It has. It has.
Jayhawks have been terrible, so we haven't been that much into it. We've watched them. The kids don't even watch them anymore.
Right.
They go up and do whatever they want to do. They don't even. Nobody watches the Jayhawks play because it's not fun to watch.
Yeah. It's always fun when you're winning.
And the Hawkeyes, I don't know anything about what they're doing.
I don't either.
Generally not a basketball school, but as of late, they've had a few good teams here
Right.
and there on the men's side. And
Yeah.
women's side, we watched for 2 years,
Yeah, exactly.
which
so
is fun. But
that was a great time watching Caitlin Clark just dominate. So that was always fun. But, it's still fun to watch. It's always just good basketball, right? It's good sports. It's entertaining.
yeah,
I think I said it last weekend when we had some game on that we didn't even care about, right? But it was just on in the background. I was like, and that's why sports are so exciting. Someone hit a last minute 3 to win the game.
yeah.
I mean, it was
in
just
overtime.
in overtime. That you cannot fabricate that type of drama.
And the big dance always provides it too. I mean,
does.
there's just constantly great games, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And the blowouts are usually my team. They just don't show up.
We'll see how they do this year.
Yeah, we will. I'm not looking forward to it, but
Yeah.
anyway, so we got that coming up. I don't know what else is coming up. Spring break,
Spring
staycation.
break, but it's a staycation for us.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll probably be a nice quiet week. Kids will probably drive us bananas, but that's all right.
Yeah, everybody will be ready to go back because just on top of each other in the house.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice. At least the weather's nice, so
They can get out,
yeah.
outside a little bit. It's supposed to be
Trampoline
really
was the
nice.
best Christmas present possible.
Yeah, knock on wood. Everyone
Oh
needs to stay
yeah,
safe.
gosh, I just said that out loud, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
From an entertainment perspective, it always provides entertainment.
getting some energy out,
Yep.
entertainment. Yeah,
Yep.
stay safe, kids.
Yes, stay safe. And they all like to play on it together.
Yeah.
It's more fun when they're together out there. So
Yeah.
it's always good they're like, oh, but it's not fun without our.
And not a lot of fighting when they come in either, which is good. So, well, I got to start planning for spring. So we got spring cleaning. Everybody gets their yards in shape for spring. So I got to get the sprinkler system on.
Yep.
Got to fix all that. There's a couple of things we got to get ready. We'll probably have soccer parties at our house maybe again. I think a couple people have mentioned us hosting it again. I'd be happy to.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah,
That's
so
why we built the house.
we got to get the backyard cleaned up and
Yeah.
all that kind of
It's the
stuff.
one thing I can't do.
It's the one thing you can't do. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh,
But anyway, I think we're, about at time, but we have some fun things coming up. So we hope all of our listeners have some fun over spring break and that this message finds you all well.
that's right. Is that how we're going to end it? Usually we try to get into our that's what the smart list does. Smart list, they always back into the worst bye, right? So they all go bye, but they try to be like, oh, I'm going to go for a bicycle ride tonight, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
They work into and it's horrible. Sometimes it's horrible. Most of the time it's horrible, and that's what's funny about it, right?
Right.
And ours is pretty horrible too, but
But it's fantastic. I mean, I am a huge fan of it because,
yeah,
it really is true. We always finish each other's.
sandcastles. Yeah. It's not good. It's so bad. I actually almost hate it.
But I love it.
Hate's a strong word for it. If you love it, then we'll go with it.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this week.
All right. We're signing off.
All right. Hey, have a great week. Rock Talk Jayhawk.
See ya.
See you guys.